Okay, speak, David.
I am speaking.
Perfect.
Speaking.
I'm gonna turn you up actually a little bit.
Hell yeah.
All right, there. That was luckily not that crazy of a change, but let's see. I'm gonna do it one more time. Audio check, 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 check.
Audio check. Mic 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Perfect. Woo!
Yo, diggity.
What up, Kells? All right, we ready to start this?
My body is indeed Reggie.
Welcome to the Blue Rubies podcast, episode number 242. I'm Adrian. That's David. The number, no, you know what? It's 243.
243. Is that where we are?
Yeah, that didn't get
I don't
updated.
know where we are.
We're almost 250, so we're getting there. This is our video game podcast. We go live once a week, and then we talk.
But Bug Snacks.
No,
No, still not.
one day, dude.
One
Yeah,
day
that's gonna
we
be a
will
Games
talk.
Gone By eventually.
I mean, it was a good fucking game. I never actually played the DLC. I started it, but I never really got too far
I
into
heard it
it.
was really good too. Speaking of what that was, I just said Games Gone By is also a thing that we do. It's a video game book club, but it's also not really recording. Kind of is, kind of isn't. Right now we are doing a hiatus on live streaming. But podcasts are still going to be recorded here. So we're still going to be or doing our own thing once a month. But right now, and Kells, this works for you too. Our Games Gone By for Persona 5 Royal is still going to be coming soon. Shoutouts to Neo. It's a 100-hour game. And this will be the first 100-hour game we did on Games Gone By. So I respect what Neo's grinding to do, because I know that the man wants to play Infinite Wealth bad. But he does not want to juggle those two games, which is fair. So he just made third semester earlier today. Yep, almost there. He's loving it so far. So shout outs to him. On top of that, we'll be recording episodes for Black Mesa, 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Cook Serve Delicious, Enter the Gungeon, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and Yakuza 0.
Hell
soon.
yeah.
But yeah, we don't need to stay on those too long. David, what'd you get this week?
I got a few things. So I got this neat little thing. Wait, no, I showed that off last week. I don't know my fucking friend showed that.
Thank you very much.
I got this. Hell yeah, my extra penis. No, I finally got this. I got pissed. Limited Run is shit with its fucking delivery, but this is the first time I ever had a game take so long to actually be mailed to me that it was selling on Amazon, and I could have got it sooner buying from Amazon than for my actual fucking purchase. And it's Rift Tracks, the game. Fucking excited for that. Love me some Rift Tracks. Throw it into a you don't know Jackbox style game. Sure, let's go. Fucking waiting for months for it to arrive after it's already on Amazon is bullshit though. Other than that, the only other things I got, I mentioned to this in Adrian in the text.
Yeah, this is gonna be a gnarly talk here.
My luck continues with coworkers that just want to foist things upon me. So one of my buddies at work, we were talking about my game collection. He's like, "Oh, you collect games?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What do you collect?" I'm like, "Yes, what I collect everything." He's like, "Oh, I got some stuff you might want then." And he's like, "Yeah, I got like this beefy Xbox original collection. I have a pretty good PS3 and 360 collection, and I have all these good like horror games and RPGs on PS2 you might like."
Right there,
Like,
that's record. That's record scratch though. When I hear
Yeah,
horror games, RPG games, and your PS2, it's record scratch for me.
Yeah. So I'm like, give me a list and I'll let you know what I'll pay for. He's like, no, there's no pay. I'll just start bringing stuff in and it's yours. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? He's like, yeah, I'll bring in all the games, all the consoles, the controllers, everything that you want.
Let me preface. I didn't ask you this. Did you offer to pay still?
I still offer to pay. We split the difference.
Okay.
He still will not take money directly. But bless his fucking heart, he said if I'm so adamant about giving some kind of money to him, he's gonna give me a charity to donate to, and I'll donate to that charity.
Jesus
instead.
Christ.
Yeah, this dude is he's a fucking great guy.
Okay, let's see it, David.
But so this is the first box that he brought in. He said he has 4 more boxes to give me, but this was just the stuff that he had immediately within eyesight of himself.
I need to tell. I don't tell people I really collect. I tell people I do. I mean, people know I'm a nerd. And they know they default. Everyone just defaults to me on campus as video games just because esports stuff, which is fair. But you know that doesn't default to collecting things. So I feel like I need to. Also, what the fuck? I was looking for my tablet all week and it was right here.
Yeah, you need to start bringing it up more, and then maybe some randos will start giving you free shit too.
Well, I mean, you know what's funny is because that kind of is what it is the thought of what, because remember when we talked about the homie throwing in Gotcha Force and then just tossing in what is it, Ikaruga? I didn't want to say it the way you just said it. He was like, oh, you play GameCube games? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, cool, take this. I think I just need to toss that out more and just to see if the ether catches it and boomerangs it back. What's up, Pepperoni?
Hell yeah. So this is the first wave of stuff. This is not any of the consoles, the controllers, or the heavy hitter items. I know of 2 of the heavy hitter items that he said he has, and I can't wait to get them in my possession because they were the ones that I'm like, are you sure you don't want money? Because one of them alone goes for like almost $200. And he's like, no, just, if you want, donate to charity, and I'll give you a charity to donate to. It's like, okay. But yeah, so not a ton of heavy hitters, but there's a couple things of interest. So we got your Burnout Paradise in here.
Banger.
Good fucking game.
Actually, you know what? I like it. I don't hate it. I like it, but I think the open world aspect of it makes it less fun than previous Burnout games because it doesn't have a track design. It's just like, all right, go from here to here. And because of that, and also like in games, if you're not paying attention to the map, you can get sidetracked and lose yourself pretty quickly.
I would never go back to it, or at least like maybe unless like I really.
I want to go back to it on Steam Deck if I can.
But I definitely lost a whole fucking summer to it, and at one point I was trying to platinum the game, and then I got a good chunk of the way. I was like, "Fuck this!" But
fair.
Speaking of bangers, Valkyria Chronicles. We got some Resistance Fallen Man. Then we got some Blazing Angels too.
I need to play Resistance actually. The
stories are fun.
I've heard from PS3 fans. I've heard solid things about the trilogy.
I never played the 3rd game, but the first 2 games stories honestly pretty good, pretty interesting. I like them.
It'll be cool to go back to.
The multiplayer was a lot of fun though.
I've heard, and then it'll be cool to go back to because Insomniac's never doing those games again. That's never gonna happen.
Insomniac's never doing anything other than what they're doing now.
Marvel stuff now, probably.
Yeah. And then now we're upgrading into the slightly not bigger ticket items, but like still like good, interesting novelties when you can find them. We got some Last Remnant on 360.
Looks exactly like the near replicant Japanese case. I would say that because I've been searching for a copy.
Makai Kingdom. Good fucking banger of a strategy RPG. And honestly, underappreciated, underrated gem in the RPG scene, Rogue Galaxy. But this one is definitely still a good higher value. Now I have most of the games that are in this lot already, but it has basically made it so that way I now have... Oh shit, one is missing. I just realized, because there's also Tales of Xillia that must have fallen out somewhere of this box. Unfortunate. But that is also one that was in this box. I don't know where it disappeared to. But also one I already had already. But now the big ticket item of this box that he gave me. I already have this, except I didn't have the bonus disc that he gave me as part of this.
Okay.
And it is the collector's edition bundle version of Digital Devil Saga.
Ooh,
So I didn't have
very
the
preview.
bonus disc.
That's cool.
I had everything else as part of this, but now I just have an extra one. So that's a good $100. Actually, no, all combined, it's like 160-ish. So this is the first super big ticket item, and there's many more to come.
Let's say
There's
if you
four
end up
more
with
boxes.
repeats or anything like that, that's something that might be of interest. Let me know.
This so far is the biggest one that's a repeat from my collection.
Well, I'm not gonna ask for that though, because that you're all SMT stuff. But let me know.
All right. But otherwise than that, I am excited for two of the ones he mentioned because they are very hard to find survival horror RPGs. So I'm excited to get those in my collection.
Nice.
But aside from that, that's all I have. Although, maybe one podcast episode, there is a new mystery bundle going on. Had a bit of fun with that one last time. They now have a fire bundle going on.
Yeah, we'll figure out a way
Maybe
to make that a little more engaging too. I want to see if we can think of an idea to make that more fun.
I kind of like the idea though now of ever so often just doing that.
Yeah, I think I'll surprise David as to how crazy my Steam collection has been growing since having a Steam Deck.
Hell yeah.
I think David was expecting me to have 0 of those games and David to have most of them, and in fact, it turned the opposite, where I own most of those games.
It's true. You have definitely beefed up your collection on that, and I am proud of you for that.
Yeah, I don't talk about digital collection too often, but pretty much maybe at least once or twice a month I'll be buying stuff on Steam, but I don't really talk about it on here just because digital.
It's not as fun when we don't have something to physically show.
That's fair. Anything else, David?
No, that is all I bought.
Okay, so I have a handful of things. Not really, technically. Literally following up exactly what we were just talking about. I'll talk about digitally. I'm on Tekken 8 finally. So whenever we play, David, you tell me. I got Power World. Haven't booted that up yet. I got Helldivers 2. We'll talk about that. I've been diving back into the Playdate again. So back in the was it how do I say this? Back in the olden days, David. If you were a first wave person like me and David were, well, actually, were you first wave or were you first? Yeah. So there was no catalog on there.
I was like the 4th wave to get it.
I was on 3rd.
I pre-ordered when you did.
Yeah. So of the wave clusters, we're both in the first wave cluster, but of the phases, I guess I got like I beat you by 1, I think.
Yeah, because it took me a second to find my credit card, and when I finally found it, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm out of the same pool you were in."
2 minutes of looking for your credit card, and that fucked you by 3 months, I think.
Yeah, I did.
But when you first got it, you had to only sideload. You either sideloaded games, or you had the season download games. One of the coolest things about it, and it's been for a while, so I'm not like saying as if it's new, but I like, and I bought a couple of these a while back too, but I like the catalog they have now, which is like you can just directly buy games on there. It's still super easy, and as everyone knows, I am adamantly a convenience person. I hate having to overcomplicate things, and I will find the convenient route. Buying Playdate games on itch.io and putting them on your Playdate, super easy. But it is fun to browse around the catalog. And I think it's the cutest thing about this. Have you bought off the catalog yet?
No, I still prefer buying off itch.io just because then it's all right there where I already have a bunch of other things that I get through there.
You should try just one purchase on the catalog because it's kind of cute the way it does it. But like you'll buy and the wait for you to confirm your purchase, it'll make you crank it until like
neat.
it'll be like a little loading bar just to confirm your purchase, which is cute. So so I bought like 3 games on there. Let me see which ones were they. Oh no, I bought four. Taxi Trouble. I bought Root Bear. I bought Detective Face. I bought Nightingale. Look at Nightingale, Dave. It's
Mm.
$3, and I heard it's like a psychological horror game.
Ooh, all right, you got my attention.
Yeah. And yeah, look at that through the catalog too, just to see what the animation is because it's cute. Um, but yes, I got that. Did I get?
Oh yeah, that kind of looks like an old trying to go for a Game Boy survival horror game. All right, I'm
Yeah,
down
it's
for
like two.
that.
It's like 1 to 3 hours, I think. I forget. So cool. $3. Fuck yeah. I completed the collection. I didn't know that Target also had this game on sale because it's sold out at Best Buy. So I also got Persona 5 Royal on Switch, and so. But look at
My
this,
man
David.
needs help.
But look at this, David. Look at with the red, with Persona being red, the Switch being red. It's just a clean trilogy of just like.
You know, to be fair, I
I-
get it. I do get it because also it's only on the Switch that you can get all of them as steel books. I think all those steel Persona games on Switch have steelbook options.
You probably do. But then we got an email from Limited Run like yesterday or today, I forget. That Golden is now is gonna be shipping out in probably like by the end of next month. So I again, if they ever put Reload on Switch, I know it's obviously not gonna run as well. Actually, it shouldn't be too bad. It looks largely like Royal, but dude, just having the full collection physical on one console of that feels good.
I I I thought about that because I almost went ahead and committed to getting everything on at least all PlayStation, but I went Xbox with the Persona 3 and 4 just because I'm like,
Those ones look
these are
weirder on
probably gonna
there
be
in
the
a fun
hardest
way,
one.
though.
It's gonna look weird in there. It's gonna be odd having it, but one, it's just a neat novelty to have SMT games on Xbox other than SMT 9. And also, when it comes to a limited run release, we talked about this before. Microsoft seems to be winding down on physical releases anyways now. I suspect that whatever is floating out there for limited run on a physical format is probably going to be the hardest stuff to get down the road.
Sure. I forgot to mention. Let me read this from Kels. I had something recently happen to me like that. My wife's coworker knew I was getting to Magic the Gathering in the process of giving me their entire old school Pokemon card collection.
Oh.
You're gonna see. I love that because you're gonna see some wild thing on there. Kels also said Rogue Galaxy loved that game. And then yeah,
Fucking underappreciated banger.
don't forget Persona 3 and 4 with the 5 games. Yeah, so just having that full collection on one console just like that just looks nice. And then just aesthetically, Persona 5 being red and just
Yeah.
having all three of them on there, great. Also, Persona 5
I
Royal.
get it.
Persona 5 Royal, I heard just runs pretty well on Switch too. So,
I mean, it was a I mean, base Persona 5 was a PS3 game. But
yeah.
I mean,
Well, Royal didn't
it's
really
not like Persona 5 wasn't, or Royal was a major upgrade.
right. And I know Strikers. I'm still gonna play it on there, but it's nice to have at least on there. And then Tactica for $20 is a pretty good steal because that's
Yeah, that's a really good deal. I think that's a fair price for Tactica.
yeah, that thing is like on Steam, the best sale you'll get like $35, and I would not buy it for $35.
But it's a perfect $20 game.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see. I think that's about it.
Hell yeah.
David, what you been playing?
Fucking nothing. I had my sister's wedding this weekend, so everything throughout the week was basically prepping for the wedding and then going to said wedding.
Nice. Let's see. I still knocking out near. I'm trying to get all like I said, I was trying to get all the side missions. So I'm like about 80. I want to say 83% done with all the side missions on there. Is Persona 3 Reloaded kind of a new story because it looked like it had some new stuff? Yeah, so it adds new stuff. It does not. It excludes some stuff from FES. It adds new stuff, and then it's heavily rumored that the answer is going to come in the form of DLC.
Yeah, it's definitely a full-on remake, not necessarily a remaster.
Right. It's very good though. I highly recommend that. I did play a little bit of that. I largely just
But Adrian, the music is so soulless now.
I like it. I don't know.
That's a that I had a like, am I just fucking old now moment? Fucking reading through some people talking about it. That's like the biggest complaint I've been hearing from people is, oh, the music is so soulless now compared to the original. And
People are just trying to find some way to nitpick and sound like they're better about being OGs about it. Yeah, there's a cool place. There's a cool way to feel about that. Like, okay, I like it, but I mean, some people just get a little bit too I don't know, too shitty about it. Whatever. Grow up.
It's just funny because the comparison they gave was an example of the battle theme, and the only difference is the baby 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 is said with a little bit less of a reverb.
Cool.
I'm like, I don't fucking understand how this is soulless.
I don't know. If you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have noticed. I've been having fun with it. Highly recommend you play that game. I know I was talking about how I was enjoying juggling games for a little bit, but now that I'm ramping up and stuff this morning, I don't know why. I don't know why. I talked to my coworker and she had kind of like the same thing where I just woke up with so much anxiety and it's been what I was getting bad stomach issues like in August or September from anxiety. I forgot if I talked about that or not, but it's been gone since then. This morning it came back with a vengeance again. And I'm talking like it's not like anything, I ate anything bad. It was just like I was just sick from anxiety. And then by the time like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. rolled around, I'm fine. It's weird.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. Went to the doctor, got checked up. They gave me a prescription. I'm gonna go pick it up. They're like, all right, it's $100 some after copay. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll just live. I'm good.
I'll live with it.
I'll let my body figure it out. It just stress me out, me spending that much money to get that. Yeah, so I've been slowing down a little bit on the video games, but yeah, we've been knocking out more near. What was I gonna? She's slowly getting into the music more and more, and I'm just like, and she sings along. Yeah. She's a really good singer, and she sings along with it. I'm like, and I'm getting glimpses of Weight of the World again at the end of the credits. I've been wanting so bad to rewatch it just on my own. I'm like, I want to watch players' reactions to that moment, but I was like, it's kind of faded from my brain enough that I want to relive it again. I'm right there. I'm like, fuck it. I'm right there. I'll power through and get that moment again. I'm gonna try to 100% the game that way I can do it again. Because at first, remember I mentioned last time I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna delete my save. I'm gonna delete it again. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fall victim to it again. Because I remember the first time this was happening, I was like, am I done with the game? No. Fuck it though. I'm on this fucking wild ride. Because yeah, I'm experiencing a lot of the side story stuff that I missed the first time.
Just get all the Chivos before you do this time.
Yeah. After Route C, I know you can go back on chapter select, so I'm gonna go after Route C. I'm gonna go back, collect all the endings, and then yeah. But we just spoilers for Nier Automata. If you guys have not played it, fast forward about 15 seconds. The parts that I kind of put the greens in her hands was Pascal when the kids died. Pascal's like, "Hey, delete my memory or kill me," and I looked at her. I'm like, "What do I do?" She's like, I prefer not to do either of them. I'm like, you got to do something. Oh man, and you know what? I think I killed him the first time, because I did not want. And actually, if you fast forward 15 seconds, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep spoiling for like another minute. I don't know if because I don't remember the hacking part. So I think I killed him the first time. So I took the memories away, and I went immediately when I transferred over to 9S. I was like, I'm gonna see if I can see Pascal in his village, which I never done, obviously. I didn't, and dude, that part fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Like that was, I was like, this is terrible. Like Pascal had that because Pascal, the voice of Pascal is so sweet and gentle, and just like they see the beauty of like how quiet it is, but then you're like, oh. And then they sell you stuff, and you could buy the fucking children core. And I was like, huh. And I looked it up, and I saw that she didn't notice it first. So I'm like, wow. And she's like, what? I was like, you can buy the fucking core. She's like, why is he selling that? I'm like, because he doesn't know what that is. He's literally just showed up here. He's like, all right, I guess people want this. And I looked it up real quick. I was like, is there a reason to buy this or anything? Is that gonna do anything? They're like, no, it just sells for more money. It's Yoko Taro saying, hey, you're pretty fucked up for doing this. I'm like, yeah, I need to collect some achievements though. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I'm not gonna buy the achievements, but whatever. So yeah, that was fucked up. So that like it's I'm glad I'm going through this because I've been getting some new context stuff that I wasn't expecting the first time. But man, dude, that story. And I did go off that rant I did last week with you, where it's like, uh, I was talking about how you guys had to go through Dragon Guard. You guys started off. You want to do chronologically, and I don't think that was the move. You also agree with that not being the move. But like Dragon Guard 1, because that's funny enough, she doesn't know anything about Dragon Guard 3. She just knows about Dragon Guard 1 because
Oh god.
we started the long video. And I was like, right after the end of Dragon Guard 1, I was like, you know what? I don't think you need to know anything else right now. Let's just jump into Nier. let's just go straight to Nier Automata. You're fine. Because right now I sound like a fucking crazy person. Hey, this concert we're gonna go to, here's the basis of it. Hey, here's pedophile, fucking priest. Here's here's a guy that just won genocide, incestual. I was like, she's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, never mind. Let's go talk. Let's go to Automata. But it's so fucking unhinged. Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking unhinged. Adrian said straight up said, "Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing to the doctor." Yeah, I'm not gonna pay that much. I'm good. But yeah, it's like I don't want my rant about that, where it's like it juxtaposed. It's so wild to see just the sheer unhinged chaos that Dragon Guard is, and how beautiful Nier Automata is. Also, I because I didn't do the Emil Lunar Tier thing the first time.
Yep.
I didn't get to go down to lay 2B to rest. So that was a fucking great moment too. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. I guess I just was powered to the story to catch up for games gone by, and then I deleted my save. I think that's probably what ended up happening. Because I don't normally just like breeze through a lot of side content like that, especially a game I love that much. I do not do that. So that was cool. So shout outs to old me for fucking up, because like doing all this stuff now with the context of the entire franchise is fucking amazing.
It hits different, man.
It does. Cal's pedophile priest isn't as wild of a statement as it was intended to be. Yeah. So yeah, we're pushing through on Automata. Hopefully done by next week, because I would like to put that game away and start knocking out other stuff. Let's see. You know what, David? I was posting about this today. I hope I have the archives of it. I'd be upset if I didn't save it. I feel like I have to have them somewhere. I've been, for whatever reason, you know what? Take that back. Okay. I've been looking at music reactions, mostly to Nier.
Okay.
Then it kind of dipped into Persona a little bit. Then I saw someone look at Halo music reactions.
Ooh, okay.
And I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me go. I've never really looked these up. Man, and I know, dude. It's funny because like as of late, if you feel like if you come into this like podcast, Kels says big ups on the rebrand. I appreciate you, Kels. There's Halo music reactions. There's some people that go through it. It's really fun to see their reactions. You can like, especially I forget. Let me give her a shout out really quick. Not that it matters. Like they're bigger than I will be.
Yeah, but we need to support the little guy. So
yeah, I think it's Elix Emily does some reactions. And it's cool seeing what like they just talk about the feeling, right? They don't know the context of the game, which is cool. But like if you jump into this podcast now, just knowing me, you think, all right, this guy, he just likes like RPGs, right? We're talking Nier, Persona. You know what? He's also a big Alan Wake fan. Cool. Halo is where it started. Like Halo is that, and I don't talk about a lot Halo just because like
Because we did our time with that. We went through actually we still need to finish Halo Wars 2, but
we do.
we went
But
through the whole fucking series.
but that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like more like opposite shout outs to 343 because like they took that from me. I did hear the hallway actually this morning. So I was on my way to go throw up. So I was like I can't stop. And it was like God was testing me because one kid I heard I was walking down the hall to go downstairs to go to the bathroom, and I heard one kid say, I heard them talking about Halo, so I'm like, okay, I'm listening. And I heard the kid go, Halo 5 was the last good Halo game. Changed my mind.
Oh.
And I'm like, if I didn't need to throw up right now. In fact, I was like, you know what would be funnier if I just like, what? I said, what'd you say?
If that was what finally pushed you over.
I just thought, yeah. But
never have you heard anything so fucking wrong in your life.
It's actually atrocious.
Reach was the last good Halo game, and we all know it.
You know what? I'm gonna in terms last stellar. Sure, I still think Infinite gets a lot of heat for no reason.
To be fair, I still haven't played the story of Infinite, but
it's co-op now, isn't it? We should do that. I would not mind
going. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, it was. I forgot about that. Because you've not played Halo just without that. The April always said you should have thrown up in front of that kid. I don't know how bad that take was. I was like, thought about that afterwards. I'm like, that would have been so fucking funny. But no,
and putting it on them, like your opinion was so bad it made me throw up,
dude. Well, because like the logic behind kids these days, it's $6 for a campaign. The campaign's good, but the multiplayer was so bad they made it free. All right, whatever. I'm not gonna logically talk about this right now. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm not about to go this. I'm not gonna or 8 o'clock. I'm not gonna go fisticuffs for Halo right now, even though like whatever. But I think Infinite gets a lot more hate than it does. It deserves it. I think it does not. The multiplayer was really a saving grace for that game. I think the campaign's beginning to go in the right direction. But it doesn't touch where Halo Reach was. It's still I'm pretty sure if I go back to it, it probably still was my game of the year. I have to reevaluate. Yeah, I think Infinite still gets a lot of heat, but in terms of like last good Halo games, I told one of my students who's a really big Halo fan about that. Like, can you ever heard that? And he laughs like, yeah, Halo 4 was the last good Halo game. I'm like, no, you're wrong too. Halo 5 had a terrible story, great multiplayer. Halo 4 had a great story, bad multiplayer. Reach had it all. We're good.
Yeah, Reach was fucking peak.
Let's see. I'm gonna go back to this. I want someone's first reaction to that section at the end of Great Mind in the Mausoleum. Yeah, people aren't reacting to Volume 2 of the Halo soundtrack, which is unfortunate. I learned a couple things actually. One, I learned it. I guess I forgot about it, but I relearned it again. I didn't know John Mayer was on the Halo 2 soundtrack, playing in the epilogue. He did that in secret with Marty O'Donnell. He didn't tell his agent. They didn't tell Microsoft. He was like, "Hey, my agent's gonna yell at me if I do this. So can we just do this like in secret so I can tell my friends I was on the soundtrack?" And they're like, "Yeah." So they snuck him in real quick, and he played the guitar on Epilogue, which is a gorgeous track, by the way.
That's wild.
Yeah. And then I didn't know this. I guess it's become common knowledge, and this is how out of the loop of Halo I am. You know the chanting that you hear where it sounds like the woman's like chanting in the Halo, she's in like the first one and in the second one?
Yeah.
That's Marty O'Donnell with the pitch shifter.
No shit.
So everyone's like, yo, who's that girl? Marty O'Donnell always goes in the comments like, hey, that's me.
That's fucking that's kind of great though.
Right. Which, yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. Why was Adrian mad at him? I imagine because there would have been a lot of negotiations back and forth with Microsoft about how much he gets paid to be on the soundtrack. When John Mayer just wanted to do it. So they just wanted to avoid whatever that would have been. And they kept that secret. He didn't get credits on that by choice. Nothing. They're just like, all right, and they didn't tell it until like when they released the Master Chief Collection. I'll say first, or let me go back. April says, yo, I'm gonna be like a firstborn when I eventually experience Halo. You've not played Halo before?
Welcome. Okay, so here's the thing. Speaking as someone that hated Halo, when Adrian's like, "No, I'm gonna educate you," I went back into that series with a fresh, open mind. The original trilogy and Reach,
And ODST.
chef's fucking
ODST is a little bit. It's shorter.
okay.
Shorter,
It's
and you know
fine.
what? It's shorter,
fine.
but the vibe of it is so drastically different that you can't not appreciate the dark moodiness and jazziness of ODST though.
It was a fun tonal shift to get something a little bit different, but it's so overshadowed by Reach. It's
Sure,
not,
sure. No, I want to give ODST its kudos still because I still fuck with ODST.
It's fine. It's a fun little bit of difference. But holy fuck, that original trilogy plus Reach just, and that's coming from someone that didn't originally like Halo and didn't give the series a proper chance. I am converted to understanding that I was wrong in my youth.
ODST has a silenced SMG. That alone makes it top tier Halo, the only game with silenced SMG, and it's fun. Let me write this down real quick because I will forget this. I have been contemplating if I revisit a way to do those games again, like in the way that we did that, because something. Let me reel back. So I watched the music reactions, which got me all emotional because I'm like loving this music again, right? Like if I forget about Halo just because how much I just don't. I'm out of the zeitgeist of it right now. You know, I've not played Infinite in about a year. I know it's fine, and you know what? Shout out to 343 for making a battle pass, same way that actually Helldivers is doing battle passes, which battle passes can be bought however long, they don't go by. So if you miss a battle pass, you can go back and buy it. You can complete it in a year from now. You can complete it whenever you want. There's no rush to FOMO bullshit. Shout outs to both those games. But
I was doing that to remember something after this. Keep going.
no, you know, I'm trying to remember my own thoughts. Kind of 140 different places.
Sorry.
Halo has been a one of the series that really directed me where I'm at right now. And the music is fucking incredible. Like it just put into perspective for me. For example, am I on this Nier thing because Nier's music is fucking amazing? Absolutely. I drove 12 hours there and 12 hours back for a fucking Nier concert, very spontaneously.
Yeah.
That's how much I love that music. Persona, the second Persona 6 is out and there's a concert in Japan. I'm probably booking tickets to it because that's not going to happen for a while again, right? So I'm going to do that. Halo, though, to put in perspective for that Elix Emily, it kind of reevaluated things because Halo, I've been spoiled on it. All right, I experienced it from launch. I've always known Halo music to be amazing. You know, but I am discovering these games now. So obviously, right, like it's like, oh, I'm into these games because I'm discovering them. Which, by the way, I'm gonna side tangent myself real quick. I know what I want my next tattoo to be. I've decided that I wonder if I should keep it a secret or not. Yeah, I'll keep it a secret. I know what I'm gonna do now. I told everyone I'm doing this, and they're like, "Oh, that's cool. Do it." So I'll keep it a secret now.
I still eventually want to get one. I know what I've been wanting for a long time, but I've worked a lot of fucking like uppity fucking jobs.
No one gives a shit
that
anymore.
I can't have tattoos.
No one gives a shit anymore.
Yeah, no one gives a shit anymore, and also I don't think I'd ever work anymore at a company where it matters. So
no,
probably not this year, but next year I think
I've wanted to get my
capable of
sleeve,
getting a
but
tat.
I have an idea for a smaller tattoo that is very relevant to this conversation is all I'm gonna say. But anyway, but I've been spoiled by Halo music. I've known, but watching her react, she reacted to Nier music, she reacted to Persona music. But when Halo came down, she got like teary-eyed, and even like by the end of Halo 3, she like popped off and said, "Fuck it, you know what? Every month we're doing a Halo game now, straight up."
Hell yeah!
And she's like, "This has become the most favorite thing I've done." And that put in perspective, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, I know it. Like, I'm not saying I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I've always known it, but it's because I've always known it that I haven't really like talked about it in earnest. But Halo music is fucking amazing. And so I want to transition to that Halo concert. Let's go. I would be there in a heartbeat. Rewatching the Steve Vai fucking. Did you know Steve Vai improvised that entire Halo 2 theme?
No.
Dude, there's a video. Hold on, let me send it to you right now. There's a video on YouTube of him having done this, and he's straight up. He's just sitting there with a guitar. Everyone's sitting around him. He's like, "All right, so are we recording? Yeah, okay, let's do this." And he just starts playing. It's literally a theme, improvised, just right out the gate. Top of his
Jesus
head,
Christ.
top of his head. He's like, "Cool." Does it? Plays it, and like everyone around him is like, "What the fuck?" And it's just like, yeah, it's fucking amazing. Let me send it to you. You would appreciate it, especially if you just like guitar stuff.
That's fucking wild. All right.
It's so good, dude. Let's see. Share. Copy. Okay. There's in Discord.
All right.
So I still get choked up when the classic Halo theme starts up, dude. So that leads me to what I was tweeting about today. I was like, all right, watching a little more Halo reactions, cool. Someone was like, I'm gonna react to every Halo cinematic, or not necessarily cutscene, but cinematic, like the stuff that I made you watch, right, with like the ads.
Yeah.
And then here came on like the Halo 2 one, which is that's so classic for me, dude. We're talking like that's one of my earliest like hype memories. Like as a kid, that's like one of the earliest moments I ever got hyped, which is like watching that cutscene where it just tells everything you've done. It's actually walking through the space station. You hear everyone on the intercom like they're not they're taking out this, they're taking out that, like we don't know what to do, and they're like, you gotta stand down. We're like, we're out of people, and then it just has like, landed on ancient alien ring or something like that, completed, taken out parasitic life forms, completed, outwitted ancient AI construct, completed, and then it's that last part where Cortana's like, man, stand down, we have reinforcements. And then they're like, all right, with all due respect, Cortana, what are you talking about? What do you even got? And then it's just Chief looking out, seeing that, and then it says, stop destruction of the human race in progress. It just opens that shit up, and then Cortana, what if you miss? And just Master Chief's just like, I won't. And just fucking falls out. I'm like, oh, you almost got me. I'm feeling those motions. It's like, you almost got me. That's why I went on Twitter. I'm like, all right, I'm watching these videos again, and yeah, it's choking me up. And I talked shit on Halo 3, but Halo 3 has amazing videos still. I forget. I think when we revisited Halo 3, I kind of went back a little bit. It's like, you know what? I appreciate Halo 3 a lot more in hindsight. And I complete all the achievements. I talked shit on Halo 3 because I like Halo 2 more for sure, but like Halo 3 is amazing still. But then I was like, all right, cool. And then she keeps going. She watches the Halo 3 announcement video, which I'm like, all right, you're still getting me. I'm almost there, but like nothing makes me tear up anymore. Like I'm too jaded. I love this stuff. I'm too jaded. And then it was the Starry Night, dude. Remember the Starry Night one where it was like they're on the field, and then yeah, dude, that's the one that got me. It got me. I was like, fuck. You got me, because it's just like I remember vividly that moment. It just like everything there. It's Master Chief looking up. You see all these Wraith shots going out in the distance, and like, what happened to Chief? Is Chief okay? And then you hear someone go negative. Sorry, I think we lost him. Chief just looks up, goes not yet. Pulls out a bubble shield, throws it down from a fucking direct hit, and just sprints off and jumps to a fucking crowd. I'm like, all right, you got me, and I got teared up on that. I was like, dude, that's a moment. That fucking whole thing. And the Believe trailer is fucking amazing. That one with all the
that's with like all the retired veterans essentially, right?
No, but they didn't watch that one. The Believe is the where it's all the figures.
Oh yes. The one
when that Chief being held up like back there as if he'd been defeated, but that one's the music's just really like it's just really grim. Like the piano is just like really just like grinding into you, and you see all those like all the plastic figures, and it looks just terrible. It's like a massive onslaught of war, just like you can almost like not even differentiate who's Covenant brutes and who's the humans. You see all this like people dying left and right, and all that. That one's tough too. They didn't watch the ones that some of the other ones I showed you, but like they don't do campaign, like, they don't do marketing campaigns like Halo did, dude. Like it was something else. But yeah, man, it was a Starry Night trailer that got me because it's like it's cool because we talked about it, I'm sure, but like this Halo Three's whole marketing scheme of being hope, right?
Yeah.
It hits different. I think just how the I'm not even gonna go into it, but right, like we're the jaded world that we live in now, right? Where everything's terrible sometimes. I know it's funny the way I say it, uh, but just having that hope where it's like, hey, everything's fucked, but then like Chief's like, we're good, we got this still. I'm like, all right, that's fine.
You know, that's the kind of like interesting shit that's missing from a lot of game advertisements nowadays. It's really become so sterile.
Yeah,
Like that's why, as much as like, I'll use this as an example because it's just kind of fresh in my mind. Like EDF 6's trailer was like the most on point of like, no, you understand the community that's behind these games, of just being the cheesiest, almost Command and Conquer esque fucking like news broadcast about giant alien bugs and the weird goofy ragdoll shit that happens in the game. And it's like, yeah, no, you know your audience, you know who you're targeting at this point. And that's kind of one of those weird things where I feel like, you know, you watch like a trailer for Final Fantasy Rebirth, and a lot of it is, again, to some level targeting the audience because we're intrigued about the mystery of what's different, what's changing, what are you fuckers doing this time around. But at the same time, it is very much around creating that cinematic feel and just being the like, ah, yes, come look at the majesty of this experience. It's not like, all right, we're snorting crack and fucking getting in the middle of this absurd bullshit. Let's go. And you know, like I don't think we'll ever see the insanity that was the PlayStation 3 and PSP advertisements. You know, I don't think we'll
no,
truly get the obscene shit like that unless, again, you have a series that really fucking knows its audience. We're not gonna get shit like that anymore. It's gonna be more of that. We must like make it like a movie trailer,
no,
make it
and
fun and
that's probably
cinematic.
why. And I try to find out. I know it's funny because like I remember seeing creepy baby laughing at them crying at the PS3. That was classic. Um, I know back in the day when I would hear Giant Bomb talk about games, they kind of be jaded. I understood why, and people complained about them, but I understood why. I was like, yeah, they've been in the industry for 15 years. They've seen all, and they see through the bullshit that people say. Like, oh, look at this, and I'm like, no, they see through it. And I feel I'm not saying I'm on their level, of course, but like I'd say like I think I understand it even more, and that's probably why we don't really get hyped during awards. Like we'll see our moments, right? We don't get not hyped, but like we don't get like this like crazy amount of giddiness, right? Um, and I think yeah, no, I think you nailed it. I think all the stuff kind of just does the rudimentary like try to go for the emotion, but like you had no buy-in on that, and there's
Yeah,
no cemented theme on that, right? Like I'm saying, like the reason the Halo ones hit different is because like it's hope. You lost hope.
yeah,
Everything's fucked, but there is hope, and it's cool. Like yeah, right. You think of Near. Near is literally the exact thing of that. Like everything is fucked, but there's still beauty for us to keep looking forward to. Um, so like I think there is a lost sort of thing on that. You all right?
real quick, were you able to secure the fucking Sora amiibo?
Yeah.
Fucking, I apparently forgot about fucking throwing a pre-order for it, and it keeps going in and out of stock, and it's the most infuriating
Okay, I have
shit.
two. Because I didn't get Pyra Mithra, so I have an extra one if you need. I'll hold on to it.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'm gonna try to
Keep
fucking
trying, and if
snag
like in a
one.
couple weeks if it's
Yeah,
nothing, then I'll get that to you.
hell yeah. I need that one and the fucking Sephiroth one and the Kazuya one still. Those ones
You
keep
know,
eluding
Sephiroth
me.
got restocked like a week ago.
Oh shit, did it?
It sold out immediately.
Fucking Christ! All right,
And
no, I didn't know they were stocked.
Nintendo Store just randomly had a restock, and they were up for a couple hours, and so Sephiroth was one of them, and gone.
Fuck,
First one out of stock.
that's some bullshit.
Yeah, that one. I think that and Pyra Mithra were the ones that like sold out pretty quickly. Pyramithra I'm still looking for. So we're trying to fly back to Goofy and Donald. Yep. Yeah, I ordered 2 because I got paranoid that they do that shit again where I lose one of them and I forgot that I had the 2 just did. But yeah, so I've been getting all into Halo stuff lately. And then Helldivers. Funny you talk about marketing scheme. I think Helldivers kind of nailed it too with the goofiness. They kind of it's EDF, right? It's like it's probably it's mass.
It's more serious EDF, yeah.
But more serious being in quotes, because like I say less. No, even cheesy. Like have you seen the marketing for it? Like it's like democracy. Yeah. We must save every. Like it's more.
It's very much going for that Starship Trooper kind of style.
Sure. But yeah, I've been trying to play that. Kells knows my fucking journey to that.
Yeah. So I see we have another Final Fantasy 14 on our hands.
A victim of its own success, yes.
Yeah.
So I was excited. The girlfriend to go do something all day, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just hang out and just play some fucking Helldivers. So tried to log in. I told Kells, hey, you ready? Kells like, I got it, I'm on, cool. Try to hop on. 3 hours later, I finally got on. And by the time that was happening, I had to go do something. So I played the tutorial. That was fun. And then the next day, I had heard that there was no AFK boot for Helldivers. So PC players have been squatting on their accounts online. I'm like, you know what? Fight fire with fire. I have no shame in that. So I booted on early in the day. I'm like, all right, Kells, I am on. I am playing Nier or something else in the other room. You tell me when you're on, and I'm going to go to the PC, and we're good. Cool. And Kells gets on later, and the joining is borked. So the tutorial and one mission I played, super funny. I've actually fun with it. And I'm very excited to keep playing it, but I'm also not going to trash it, dude. The success from Helldivers 1 to Helldivers 2 is astronomical.
Oh, it's absurd.
And I'm
good
happy
for them, genuinely.
I'm happy for them, so I'm not gonna be pissed about it. I know some people are like, oh, fuck this. I see some people on Facebook, fucking dumb developers just need to stop releasing broken games. I'm like, okay, what the fuck do you want?
This game was not built with the thought in mind that they were gonna be successful.
Like, what do you want them to do? Not okay. You know what? Let's make our game free. Okay, is everyone good? Now we're gonna charge you. Yeah, that's good, fucking genius. All right, how about this? How about we do this? Or I forget. I gave like 2 other options that were all equally idiotic. I was like, sorry, like it's gonna work. Like I understand if it's a big name game. If we're talking Call of Duty doing this. Yeah, y'all got millions and millions of dollars. Go fix that. Granted, yes, Helldivers is funded by Sony. Yes, but I'm sure even Sony didn't expect this. Like no one expected this, and you can't just buy infinite server space because guess what? Once you're peaked, that's wasted money and that's infrastructure. You're just like, what for? What to survive a week?
Plus,
like
there's other ways, especially with.
Go ahead.
Exactly. No, I was just gonna say we've seen that with so many live service games where, yeah, even Pal World, yeah, it hit a good peak. It had
but now it's stabilized. People playing it. Still people playing it, but like it's stabilized and it's at a normal rate now because that's what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not mad about it. Like my girlfriend was probably she thought I'd be more upset about it. She's like, oh, that's I'm like, yeah, it's fine though. Like in fact, if anything, I'll mention that just because Kells kind of did it. Me sitting at the computer all day because I was waiting. I watched some Smash tournament, which I actually I went to my first Smash tournament in almost a year.
Oh, good shit! How did that go?
It was an hour north in Santa Fe. It went alright. I got 7th. I did well. I lost someone that I could have beat. It was in Cineroar, and I could see where I could do better. My sets are online too, and actually I took a game off. I have to they always make me fucking fight them. I'm sure it's intentional. My friend that's #1 in the state, and he has the record. Like I'm talking like I mentioned this multiple times, but I beat him maybe 4 times in my lifetime. He's probably in the 20s against me. But I remember last time I played him, he cooked me really, really badly. And this time, it wasn't bad. Like for someone that just has not done tournaments, I had the jitters. I drank a coffee while when I shouldn't have, and I was like at 130 BPM the entire time, which is not good. But I did all right. I took a game against him too. It was a pretty clean game. Um, so I'm gonna get back into grinding it. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna go to a tournament afterwards. I told my students this yesterday. I'm like, all right, guys, if I'm playing, you're playing. So this week we're gonna have a whole slew of things that we're doing. Coach putting in work, you're putting in work. We're taking this tournament again. Like we're not losing. I want you guys to send them home with an L, and they're graduated on that. Let's do it. But yeah, I actually didn't do bad. But how did I talk about Smash again? Oh, watch Smash tournament, cool. And then I spent some time editing some stuff on podcast stuff. So soon, youtube.com/Games Gone By podcast will be the place for all Games Gone By episodes. The podcast feed is up. Episodes are all uploaded. They're just hidden right now. I got to edit a little bit of them. And then once that's all done, they'll go up there and we'll start putting those out. We'll see what time frame would be solid at to keep things going. But yeah, let's see. Let me read back a little bit. Dude, the number of funny videos I've seen of how there's just feeling like you're part of an action movie. Yeah, those things sold me on it. Random question, but what do you think should be a number of returning characters for a Smash roster? I'm thinking 47 to 52, just so we can add more newcomers. The roster could still be large. Smash is going to be an interesting game next game.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that, like...
It's kind of like Tekken, where it's like, you've added so much in the prior one, you're going to have less characters. And
also, there's no way we get, like, the same feeling of everyone's here. That's gone.
No, and I'm
that's
sure it'll be a
again.
licensing nightmare. If they do, kudos, but I don't know how much bigger you can get. And kind of like funny enough,
100 character roster.
And funny enough, like Smash right now, the hardest part about Smash Ultimate competition is that it's just rosters. Like it's so huge. I was talking to some of my students. It's so fun, dude, because I low-key want to keep getting into it just because Mega Man's literally like top 15 for sure, top 10. Some would even argue even like maybe even like top 5. He's Mega Man is busted, and I preach this to the heavens, but he's also such a fucking hard character to play as. Like top players would rather just like learn an easier top tier, which is fair, but no one puts work into Mega Man. And I'm like, dude, he's so busted. And I'm like, I could do all this. I don't, but I could do all this.
I remember though, and I'm sure it's still true to some level, but I remember when you were really teaching me how to play Smash. It's just like I don't lemons. I don't
play
lemons as
lemon.
I should.
And I should play more lemons. There's stuff like Crash Bomber off the side of the ledge, which is literally free kills every single time. If I just did more things, which I'm gonna start doing, because I'm gonna get ranked in state one last time. But if I just did those, like it's a game changer. It's like I literally just win. I just win, but I just don't. Yeah, and I say that because Luminosity, a pretty big esports agency, put out their tier list, and they put Mega Man like at the bottom of B tier. I'm like, you guys are fucking wild. You guys are fucking wild, dude. That's some audaciousness. But it was cool because I heard the casters even talk about it. They're like, we're 5 years into this game now, and it's like you're gonna slowly see people rising up. Like the grand finals of Smash Ultimate. What do you think? Like, just pick 2 characters you think it'd be right now.
Based on what little I know of it, I'd say probably Steve and maybe either Pokemon Trainer or Joker.
So, the best player in the world currently, quote unquote, like it's like top 4 right now. Steve was not able to show up. So that's primarily why Steve wasn't up there. But the top 2 the grand finals match Ultimate was Rob versus Sonic.
Really?
And Sonic is right now currently ranked second best in the game.
Oh shit!
Rob is probably top 10. weird, right? Like now that like there's no updates and characters are like slowly starting to be delved into, you're seeing the cool thing now about that, right? That's kind of that's the fun part when it's like Melee, right? It's like slowly you see
Now the
like
game's actually being able to be learned.
you're right. Like now it's like not just all right, having to learn with every single patch. It's not it changes from having to keep up with things to now diving into things.
Yeah.
Which is always a fun little twist on things too. As long as nothing obscenely busted, which is like the beauty of Melee, right? Like yeah, Fox is busted. Yoshi, if we're using a TAS, Yoshi's technically the best character in the game. But right
Yeah.
now it's like you'll see Marth and Sheik and Yoshi up there right now, which is interesting. But yeah, so Ultimate's kind of getting in this weird spot right now, uh, which is fun. Um, but yeah, so that was. But anyway, so yeah, podcasts are getting uploaded and all that stuff. Some fun times. Oh, we didn't answer Paperoni's thing. Um, 47 to 52 characters just for newcomers. Yeah, it's gonna suck. Next Smash game is gonna be hard just because you're gonna have people lost again, and it was nice to have a whole game of privilege of like everyone's here. We're all good, but like going back to like oh yeah, cuts, those are a thing.
Yeah, I think for a brand new Smash roster,
I kind of here's
I'd
the
say
thing.
40.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna go on the opposite end. I think if you're gonna start cutting, I think you get vicious with it, and I think you
Hmm.
go to 30. I think 25 to 30. Almost go to Melee, and like we're cutting down to bare essentials. Here are the main uh like flagship character of the franchises, along with maybe one or two, depending on how big the franchise is.
Partially agree in the sense that the reason I say 40 is 30 should be Nintendo, 10 should be guest.
I think you. I'd say five guests, if if that. I think you know what I would even go like Tekken route, save the guests for DLC, maybe.
Mm,
Maybe I don't know, because the guests now are so large, dude. We're talking Cloud, we're talking uh Kazuya, Steve, like all these big characters. Sonic, Snake, it's like
maybe, man.
you're
All right,
if you have
so
because if you have 10 guests, you're cutting out a small number of guests. If you have five guests, you're cutting out a large number of guests. I think you need to cut larger amounts to make people feel
okay.
better. Because it's like it's kind of how like some people felt going into Smash 4, where it's like only like four or five characters got cut, and that just really stings for those four or five mains. Versus like, all right, to get this thing out, all these characters are getting cut. Everyone pick up someone new unless you're playing Mario or
See,
something.
I say 10 because I feel like there should be a few guests that are almost kind of like expected to be there. Like at this point, I don't see Sonic not being there to a degree. You
Sure,
know what I mean?
sure.
Um, but I can see the logic there. So, okay, let's say it's five guest characters. What do those five launch guest characters look like to you?
Are we aiming for popularity?
We're aiming for a mixture of what is potentially. Let's say this is a Switch, near Switch 2 launch. So maybe next year, beginning of the following year. Things that are, a mixture of relevant plus legacy. You got 5 slots to work with your thoughts on it.
Okay, I'd say Sonic, Cloud, Sonic Cloud for sure. Like Steve feels like almost a no-brainer, but I also feel like you can get rid of Steve just because of how obscenely difficult he was, I'm sure, to program for. Um, Mega Man, because I'm like, ooh, I don't want to overdo with one side with one.
Kind of like
I'm trying to
one
limit it to
character
one
per
rep.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, And I'm not being biased either. That's why I'm not saying Banjo, but Banjo would make sense just because Microsoft, right? Um, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Here's what I would do. I would do Smash, uh, like eras and make that the theme. I'd be like, all
Mm.
right, here's your 64 era. So then, sure, then you get your Mario, your Links, your Banjo, like your 64 era. Here's your SNES era. Here's your, and I feel like that'd be kind of a cool little theme to work off of in terms of that. Instead of because right, I think like the point of Ultimate is everyone's here. Cool, that's your theme.
Yeah.
The theme of this would be like, all right, let's go through like the eras of video games. In which case that makes solid sense, right? I think with when oh Terry, yeah, I think I no Pac-Man, okay. Um, I'd say and everybody says I'd say Ryu, Mega Man, Sonic, Pac-Man, maybe Terry, not sure. Bayonetta would be a guest character. Not Nintendo doesn't not own it. Does not own Bayonetta. I believe Sega still does.
Yeah, Sega still owns them. Nintendo just helped to fund it,
Yeah,
essentially.
Sega's like, we're not gonna do a Sega or a Bayonetta game. He's like, we'll help you fund it. Like, all right, we're gonna do a Bayonetta game. I could see those.
Okay.
Mega Man,
I
Sonic,
like
Cloud, Pac-Man, and who am I fifth? Because it's like I want to pick someone like uh Simon.
mm,
Because I feel like if I pick Snake, I just picked all the old ones to return again. I want to pick some of the new guards too.
obviously James comes out as the
That'd
Konami
be so good.
representative.
I don't know. I know. So April already mentioned they're gonna send us a Smash roster. I think we could spend an episode
Yeah.
on that for sure.
That would be a fun. Honestly, that would be actually dream planning a Smash next.
David, we
What,
didn't
what would
plan
that be?
for it
7?
again. We didn't do our game of the year stuff.
That's fine. We'll never do it. That's fine.
I want to. I want to. I want to make some more.
All right. I have to pee, but before I do, here's my thoughts on it, real quick. I actually really like your idea of the next Smash game being like an arrows kind of situation. So I'm gonna say that what they do is they plan it by using the NES as the beginning of these console eras, and they're like, the first 5 guest characters are all based on the retro generations, they'll call them, and that covers NES to Wii. So, representing the NES era, which is would be the NES, the Master System, etc. What we would get is I think Pac-Man comes back. I do think that he would be the representative of the 8-bit era, even though he doesn't quite fit in that niche quite well. I think that he would be, because other than that, what else is big for a potential guesting other than something Tetris related? You know what I mean? So I think it
A
would
guess
be
out of the NES era,
yeah.
Mega Man.
It ruins what I was gonna go with. Actually, you know what? All right, it ruined what I was gonna think of for my SNES era one, but I like the idea because it gave me a better idea. So yeah, we'll say Mega Man.
Go P.
No, here's the thing. It ruins what I was thinking, but I kind of like this idea better. So all right, fine. We bring back Mega Man as a classic for NES because originally my brain I was thinking X, Mega Man X for SNES era. But we'll bring back in Little Boy Mega Man for the SNES era or for the NES era. And for Super Nintendo, you know what? We're finally going to go ahead and give the fans what they actually want. We'll give them Genos from Super Mario RPG.
I think he's in next. I think he's in next Smash game. He has to be.
That's what I'm thinking too. They teased us with that Mii costume. No, finally he's a real boy now.
Well, they teased him for a lot. He was a Mii costume in fucking Smash 4.
I forgot he was also a Mii costume in that. So I think he'll represent the SNES era. for the N64, PlayStation 1, all that era, I do think we get our boy Banjo back for that.
That'd be Cloud.
Nope, I think we get our boy Banjo for that. Follow along here. For the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox original era, I think they do double dip. I think they double dip with a company, because at the end of the day, I think that Microsoft is really going to be trying with the next generation, pushing their cloud services on other consoles, and I do think
it'll
with the
be
Switch
Senua.
2. Yes, it'll be Senua. No, representing the Xbox original, GameCube, and PS2 era, I think we do get Master Chief.
All right, David, go pee. Get out of here. Get out of here, David.
All right, fine. I'll go pee. Fine. Fuck you. I have brilliant ideas, but make me run away.
This man
Fine.
said Master Chief.
I see how it is.
Oh man. Master Chief would have been a fun one. I think there would have been cool ways to go with it, but I understand that you couldn't be in there. Disney's gonna be with Sony on production rights. That's cool. Look for any details real quick or anything we can look at. Nice to hear about the two ideas, but yeah, the roster I may need to cut even more, and it hurts to do so. Yeah, that's probably gonna be the reason why we don't get Smash for a little while longer. It's just they're just that's the kind of thing you do. Is like you're just like, all right, do we push in and go even deeper, or do we just cut? You just wait 20 minutes on how Helldiver's Q is still boofed. Yeah, I just saw from Twitter. Server capacity is shared between PS5 and PC. There's 451,000 players on Steam, which means the math checks out. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's maxed at 450, but oh well.
All right, but hear me out. So because we gotta have a certain character, I think for the Wii, PS3, 360 era, we do get our boy Sonic, but it's the Werehog version.
David, how about this? I'm gonna let you geek out on this weird insanity. I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes.
The fucking audacity of this man.
Go
Doesn't want to
ahead
hear
and say
my
your
brilliant
insanity. Go
ideas.
for it.
All right. Well, I mean, I finished my insanity, but I will talk with the chat about my insanity because my insanity is wonderful. Alternatively, I had even heard an even weirder idea of Dragonborn being in Smash as the Microsoft Bethesda rep. You know what? I could have seen that just because it can't be understated how absurdly just everywhere Skyrim was, to the point where Amazon Alexa had like a voice to speech like adventure game version of fucking Skyrim on it. So I could have seen that. But yeah, so here's the thing. If I was following Adrian's idea, I'd do wacky goofy shit like that, but I am a man of the people at heart, and that's why I do weird, goofy shit, because I think that at the end of the day, people want a mixture of what they kind of expect there and weird, goofy shit. But if it was just me, if I was king for a day and had a magic wand, as a friend of mine used to say, and apparently Skyrim has a big fan base in Japan, I think that was the reasoning. I mean, Skyrim has a big fan base everywhere. It's one of the most selling games, period. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things where truly I think if we were to go ahead and have just would you say, fuck it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to just going to do a celebration of Legacy to some degree. I think we fucking get the mascot wars. That's what we do. We go ahead, we get the Crash Bandicoot in there. We get the Master Chief in there. We get the Spyro the Dragon in there. We get the Sonic the Hedgehog in there. And fuck, who would oh man, you know what? Because I'm a weird bastard, I no Rayman's a good option. I actually, you know what? We replace Spyro for Rayman. That's a good one because then that's a Ubisoft. Uh, Crash. That would be good. Kels, that is good. It's not where I was going. I would make Conquer DLC because I am a heartless man, even though I am a man of the people. I would make Conquer DLC because you know what? You need a wild card. Y'all are not seeing the big picture. Again, you need the weird out of nowhere wild card. The thing that keeps people guessing. And there's one mascot we're all missing here. There's one mascot we're missing that has tried desperately to keep a firm grasp on its relevance. A certain Bobcat that keeps coming back from the fucking grave. Not a heavy weapons guy. It's Bubsy. We bring Bubsy the Bobcat in as pick number 5. You know what? Hey, Crazy Pepperoni, here's the thing. I'm going to go on record and to say I fucking actually unironically do enjoy the Bubsy games. Maybe it's slightly a little bit of nostalgia talking, but when I owned my original SNES collection as a kid, before it was stolen from me, I had both Bubsy games on the SNES. And I fucking like those games. Unironically, I thought those are fun games. They're not great games, but they're fun games. Let's just do your werehog idea instead of this. No. We've run this back. No more werehog. I tried to give the people werehog, and I was told to go pee instead. So this is what we get. We get the mascot wars. So we get Crash. We get Rayman. We get Master Chief. You know what? Fuck it. We'll replace Master Chief with Conquer because it's all Xbox at this point. We go ahead and we get Bubsy. It's a great fucking time. Unironically, I think people are far harsher on Bubsy 1 and 2 than they need to be. 3 was straight trash. No one can argue that Bubsy 3D was straight trash. But once you figured out how Bubsy 1 and 2 wanted you to play those games, they were fun games. And I will fight anyone on that. Outside of that, okay, real quick. You know what I could see in some alternate world where there's just mean characters or anything other than... No, we'll never get Waluigi. That will never happen. That is the one golden rule of Smash, is Waluigi never gets to be a character. Period. He is a canon event, as the kids say. Waluigi never gets to become a Smash character. Bubsy is like the Heathcliff of the furry little mascot games, often forgotten as a fever dream. Yeah, I mean, rude, but fair. But I do like me some Bubsy. 1 and 2 specifically, but I do like me that. So I think that's what will truly happen, is the mascot wars will come back. Welcome back, Adrian.
Crash.
I did say Crash. Mm-hmm. Can you take a guess at the 5 mascots I said would come back for the mascot wars?
So I don't particularly want to hear now. No, what else?
We had Crash, we had Bubsy, we had Conquer, we had Sonic, and fuck, who was the other one, chat? Rayman, that was the other one. We had Rayman.
I still stand that I understand Sora, because Sora was like the most requested, but Crash would have been very fitting, because
yes,
Crash crashes in. Would have been great. Anyway, David, we have a couple of news stories, which I had mentioned. I forgot. I typed this in. This motherfucker just said Bubsy. He said, "Hey, Bernie." I typed this in because I knew I'd forget. Speaking back on the Halo thing, Someone mentioned, I wonder how many Halo games were cut because I'm sure they were really cool ideas. A former senior producer there said that there were 10 to 20 Halo games pitched, anywhere from massive games to smaller games to one really dark game. None got cleared.
Really?
And people are saying that particularly because Helldivers is what ODST could have been, right? Like, people were like, yo, couldn't that have just been like ODST dropping in to take out Flood or Banished? Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, literally. And I remember when, like, Fortnite and stuff was like that. I was like, dude, can we just get, like, ODSTs to drop in? Like, that'd be sick. No. So, oops. And because I was watching a video on it, yeah, like, the only side Halo game we got were, the Spartan Assaults and, like, Halo Wars.
Yeah.
So,
which, I mean, Halo Wars were great games. I've enjoyed my time with them.
Yeah, I really wanted to go back. I'm bugged that we never did. I know we got booked up busy when Halo Wars 2 happened.
Yeah, and it just sucked because we were on the last mission.
That was literally
that
was like the last game that we had, but that's life.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and yeah, they said including ODST games would have been part of that too. So we have a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Is there anything you're hoping to see from? Or are we going in blind? What are we doing?
It's a partner direct. If the murmurs are to be believed, the Switch 2 launch has been pushed back to early next year.
And then the guy that said that too also said that we'll hear about that in June.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I expected. We would either hear it around E3/Tokyo Game Show time. I think what we're going to hear about now is all of what's remaining to be of the Switch original lineup. So this is going to be the stuff that's already been developed for some time. Where it's partners, I don't know where some studios technically fit into that. So, like, I don't remember. Is Retrobit Studios technically first party now, or are they still like a second party studio?
Retro Studios?
Yeah.
No, I think they're commissioned in by Nintendo. I don't believe they're owned.
Because that's still one of the biggest revealed launch titles, or at least revealed at the Switch's reveal.
It's gonna be a launch title for Switch 2. I think we're all.
You think at this point it's gonna be like
Breath of the Wild, it's a swan song. I don't think it's a swan song. I think it's a showpiece for Switch 2.
All right, so it'll be a cross-gen release then at this point. So barring that, like, I don't really know what other big hitters would be really revealed at this point. Like, that's just the kind of hard thing to predict, is like, what else is there to release on Switch other than new IPs, which it's a little weird to release a new IP on Switch at this point.
I think we're about tapped out, right? We got Paper Mario whenever that's happening.
Yeah.
Professor Layton.
Which at this point, that could very well either just be a swan song or, again, like a cross-gen release.
Do you think they'll reveal some Xbox games on Switch, or say they might reveal in June? You know what? That makes sense. They're going to show off Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment, I'm sure.
I think that... I don't think that would happen here. I think that would happen...
I think there's no way it doesn't happen here. That's probably why the rumor got leaked up.
Oh, that's true, because originally it was planned for this and they delayed it. That's right. Yeah. So maybe it does get revealed here. Crazy Pepperoni in the chat saying Professor Layton. You know, that's a good point. Maybe we might see another bastion of, like, 2D or of DS/3DS conversions.
Hotel Dusk, please.
Oh, Hotel Dusk would be fucking great.
I don't you hate when you're like, 50% of me wants to start this video game right now because I'm eager to. 50% of me is way too tired because I know I'm only gonna get like half an hour or an hour in, and that's not worth it to start a whole. Yeah, that was me last night with Another Code. I grabbed the Switch and I was like, ooh, I should play this. Also, it's midnight. I need to sleep.
I am holding off things that I've been wanting to play until I know myself well enough at this point.
David,
I need to wait until after. I do want to try to get to that, but I might get to once February calms the fuck down. By that I mean once it's March. But I know as soon as Rebirth comes out, I'm dead to the world. So that's why I'm trying not to get involved into too much where I can, is because I know as soon as Rebirth hits, again, I'm taking time off work to play the fucking game. So
Oh, shout out to Tubi deciding to crash Final Fantasy VII Rebirth release time too.
hell yeah,
Tubi showing up in Grand Blue the same time.
yep. Her trailer looked fucking great.
I'm just all about just everyone incorporating your stuff for no reason other than just can.
Yeah, fuck it, just keep throwing it in there. Why not? And it's
Uh,
all canon, which is the worst part of it.
Right. Let's see.
No, I'm not going to Advent Children. Kells. The only reason why is because the closest theater is an hour and a half away in New Hampshire, and it's on a fucking Tuesday. What clown does a fucking theater event on a goddamn weekday like that? If it was on a weekend or at least Friday, no problem. Would be there easily. But driving an hour and a half right after work to try and get to New Hampshire in rush hour traffic ain't fucking happening, unfortunately.
Oh, it's playing tomorrow?
It's oh yeah, shit. I guess it is. I didn't realize it was already almost the end of February. Where the fuck did this month go? God
Yeah, so it's
damn.
playing tomorrow and Thursday.
Yeah.
Is that a movie you can watch if you've not played FF7?
No.
Okay.
It's literally a direct sequel to 7.
Well, no, because I'm sure the girlfriend might want to tag along because we've been trying to watch a movie, but
Oh, gotcha. No, you need all of the context of what happened in 7 for the movie.
I'm not about to give her another context lore dump because then, Lord help me, Nier's still happening. Dubbed tomorrow, subbed yesterday. Okay. But Thursday looks like it's subbed. Yeah. Fuck it, I'll go Thursday. You know what? Fuck it, let's do it. I've not seen it yet. I have it, but why not?
Oh, you haven't actually seen Advent Children yet?
Nope.
I mean, it's. No, I won't say anything. I want you to go into it blind and report back your thoughts.
All right. Let's see. And should I watch it subbed or dubbed?
I like the dub. I know there are some people that have gripes with it, but honestly, fuck, I can't say that without it being a spoiler. There are some characters that I think actually have really good voice actors.
Well, how
to
about
them.
this? I've experienced FF7 remake. If I'm gonna watch Rebirth, I might as well keep with the same trend of voices, right?
And the reason why they're re-releasing is because they're expecting some knowledge of Advent Children for Rebirth, so you're gonna need to see it.
I should have gotten through with Crisis Core. How long is that game again?
Crisis Core is like 30 plus hours. If you're just playing it straight through, it's like 50 if you're doing side content.
All right. Fuck. Okay, it's a packed theater. I'm sitting between two random people, but $6 for tickets? Sure.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Nope. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna book this ticket real quick. David, what are we? Fuck, I was gonna go to. Ugh. I feel so fucking shitty. I for the last like month, I've been telling everyone I'm gonna go to these tournaments on Wednesdays. I promise you, it's tiring for me, but fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Everything has come up on Wednesday every single time, and it's always been the day before.
You don't have to see it in theater. I mean, you just said you have the 4K, don't you?
Yeah, but this kind of event doesn't really happen, right? Like, when are we gonna ever watch fucking FF7 on a big screen theater?
Fair.
Right? Like, all right. You, David, go ahead and read the chat real quick.
Yeah. So from what I'm in the chat here, Kels, from what I remember,
hell yeah, by the way, my bad. Sorry to interrupt. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, at Backy. Kel's saying, from what I remember, I like the main party members, English VAs. Yeah, 100%. I did really enjoy them. Vincent especially, I thought fucking nailed it. I don't remember who his voice actor was, but fucking perfect, spot on. Hilariously, in the original release of Advent Children, Red 13 basically only got like 2 words he said in the whole film. They fixed it with later releases of the film. But no, all in all, I did really enjoy the cast. I also appreciated the little detail of Kate Sith. I will never call him Kate She. I don't fucking care. Speaking as someone that is apparently 40% Irish, I can say I don't give a fuck about Irish culture. So it's one of those things that I will always call him Kate Sith. But I did appreciate the detail of him having an Irish accent, which is hilarious in retrospect because, again, it's either Reeve putting on an Irish accent for the character or just naturally the robot cat has an Irish accent. Either way, I don't care, but I just love that weird little detail. Um, but yeah, I really liked the voice cast for it. Crazy A Pepperoni in the chat. Since they are releasing Paper Mario, do you think they'll release Mario and Luigi? I fucking chat bullshit is covering it.
Switch.
Oh, just simply on Switch. I'd like to see the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga games come back on Switch again. We've been seeing a lot of DS and 3DS games being re-released on Switch, and I think those are prime games to go ahead and do that with.
Sorry, I'm booking up this ticket right now. David, do we have anything on the news end?
No, because a lot of it again is just like wait for next week. Like this whole Switch Direct. There was also a 9-second teaser for the Borderlands movie, which I guess the full trailer for that's tomorrow.
But
so
we didn't talk about this Nothing Burger that internet needs to fucking chill out on with the Xbox stuff.
Oh yeah, about them basically saying, yeah, we're gonna start releasing some stuff on other platforms, but it doesn't mean we're abandoning ours. Like,
yeah. So this probably is gonna go on record as one of the biggest internet explosions of all time for nothing. I still think we're headed
now
towards...
it devalues my platform existing if it goes to other places.
Big shouts to anyone that sold their Xbox during that. That's funny. I still think we are going that route. But for all intents and purposes right now, we're still on track for what stuff seemed like. I don't know. Let's see. Shouts to Hollow Knight Silk Song. It was announced 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's another one we're still missing.
That could be out whenever though. Ooh,
I mean, technically, but
From Software acquired Elden Ring trademark. I know that.
Yeah, there was actually a picture that just went live for them teasing. I guess tomorrow they're doing a thing revealing the DLC.
Yeah, but I didn't know that they bought that back. I guess that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Damn. Honestly, if Xbox is doing it, I don't mind. Other companies doing the same. Yeah. So, for example, Helldivers Beyond Xbox has been a big thing of talk. That'd be great. Somebody fucking do it. Look, I'm gonna say it, and I'm not wrong. Helldivers 2 would not be the success it was if it wasn't for Steam.
Yeah.
So
shit gets more successful as multi-platform, unless it's a long-standing first-party series like your Killzones or something like, or your fucking Halos or something like that. Yeah, I kind of expect something to actually go ahead and spread around a bit.
agreed. Let's see. Oh yeah. What the fuck? So I'm gonna literally the cap is 450 and a 411K are on Steam. Yeah, it's doing great multiplat. Real quick, this is unrelated to everything, but this is fun. Shout out to creepy.org's Twitter. Lots of people who weren't there at the weren't there at the theater at the time were arguing online that nobody who saw the Blair Witch Project the year it came out believed it was real. That's wrong. Many people did. And shouts to Punish underscore Steve. Kids these days don't understand how lucky they are to have basically the sum of total of all knowledge available to them through at any point through the device that fits in the palm of their hands. Yeah, I think it spoils some of the fun though. Like you don't get the fun little moments like this. Like that, it just hits different, dude. It's wild. They can have Helldivers 2, and I can have Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah, there you go. Good trade. Fair. Ironically, I'm not saying that in a bad way. Hi-Fi Rush is great. Let's see. I think that's about it, David.
Yeah, I think pretty much everything at this point is waiting for next week to actually talk about shit, really.
The guy who says Peggy 18 only got paid 200 euro.
Man, what a fucking jet.
What the fuck? Oh, that's wild. Disco Elysium developer ZA/UM to lay off about a quarter of its staff cancels a new game. And they also canned their last Disco Elysium writer. I know there was toxicity all around that workplace, so I'm hoping that has to do with it rather than something else. But man, what a way to cannibalize like what was a lot of really good will for your studio. Like that's you had a lot of potential popping off right there for a second.
Yeah, and again, an absolutely, from all accounts, phenomenal game. Maybe one day a game's gone by game, but
I've been, dude. You know what someone did I saw on YouTube. Someone did this, and it was actually a really good idea. They decided, you know what? I'm gonna play exactly 1 hour of 10 games in the backlog. Doesn't matter if I want to play more of it. Doesn't matter if I'm bored within 5 minutes. I'm gonna play exactly 1 hour. I'm gonna give my short little spiel review, and then we'll see how that goes. And it was actually a really good idea, right? Because you just get like a big sampler plate of like what you're into. You spent, and granted, like you spent 10 hours of that. That could have been a full game, but like it's a sampler review. And then he even said like, I think the one that stood out to him the most was Dead Cells. He was like, all right, I'll be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
He was like, I played an hour of this. Since making this video, I clocked, and he chose the Steam 26 hours this game now. It's great.
I was the same way. I started Dead Cells on because I downloaded it from Game Pass. I finally got around to playing an hour and a half of it. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait, buy this physical, and just fucking plow through this at some point soon. I still do need to get the because I was waiting to get a good deal on the one with the Castlevania stuff built into it.
Yeah, and I was actually, and I mean, I haven't downloaded on everything, so I was probably, I don't know if I was gonna get the Castlevania one unless it will get clearance out, which, you know what, it might, just because I saw it at Best Buy. But also they just ended development of Dead Cells finally after all this time.
Yeah,
kudos to them for doing that. I wish, you know what, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? I wish they were attached so much to the plagiarism from IGN, but you know what, that gave them a lot of publicity though too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the one that stood out. He was like, all the games, this is my favorite. I knocked in so many hours of this game. That was a good idea though. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I do that eventually sometime. Just 10 hours, 1 hour per game. And you know what? I'm sure by the end of that, you're like, all right, this is the one I want to come back to. And you'll know, right? Like you're like, there's no way you go out of the 10 games and you're like, I don't want to play any of those.
I've mulled the idea of making that just kind of a series where it's just like, fuck it, once a week, just dedicate at least 1 hour, record blind fresh impression to first hour of a game, or if it's a shorter game, hey, I've knocked out a quick game from my collection, and just fucking commit to at least starting some of these, because I know there's a lot of games in my collection that's like, you know, if I put an hour into it, I know definitively I'm not going to really want it in the collection anymore. And likewise, I'm sure there's many where it's like, oh fuck, I actually really do want to get around to playing this more now.
That was also an idea of mine. I've always wanted to do like a Sunday morning series, like a Sunday morning stream. Just get yourself a coffee or a tea, play like from like 8 a.m. to like 11 or noon. You know, knock out 3 or 4 hours of a stream. That sounds amazing. And that's actually why I did that Smash tournament, because it was started at like Sunday at noon, which is still a little later for my taste, because I got done by like 5 and then it's like an hour drive. But like Sunday mornings, I don't mind that. because I'm like, all right, cool, because like I get that out of the way and I have the rest of the Sunday to like do whatever I need to. It's like the night streams that are a bit tough sometimes, but I've always wanted to do that. I was like a backlog day where I'm just like, all right, knock out 4 hours this game, let's go. I forgot I bought something else. David, talk for 30 seconds.
All right. Well, while you're going ahead and doing that, I can't do morning shit. I am mentally, doesn't matter when I physically wake up, I am not mentally awake until about 10 a.m. rolls around. I could wake up at first thing in the morning and be awake all day. I could wake up at 11, but my brain is not ready to go until 10 a.m. hits. So that's why I could never do like an early morning stream. I am not built for mornings. Real quick in the chat. By the way, did you see the Batman Beyond project? It's like their own. Oh man, that Batman Beyond project looks fucking amazing, and I would love to see the Batman Beyond.
Oh yeah.
Pitch that was happening.
All right, David. So, Fan Gamer, big fan of that place. I like buying stuff off that place. You know this.
You do indeed.
Saw these went up there and they were sold out. Saw they went back up there, so I bought them. They're these sunglasses, the Danger S sunglasses. So this is if you know Homestar Runner, this is iconic. So grab these sunglasses. You can put them on your characters. It's got a strap in the back, and they made it so that it fits. So you can put them like on Sans and everyone too, and they fit just well on there.
That's fucking great.
I'm not gonna buy just that, right? Because this thing also went on sale. Shout out to Fan Gamer for well, it was sold out, but shout out to Fan Gamer for retweeting this actually. But I got myself the cat.
Hell yeah!
From Stray. It looks just like Juice, so I had them sitting up there saying twins. Juice making his dumb face like he usually does, and right now let's see. Sitting with 112 likes on Twitter right now because they are indeed twins. Stray is a game that I would like to games gone by.
I need to pick that up still at some point. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have it?
No, I meant to get it when the game launched, and then I completely forgot about it.
I wish you told me that like a month and a half ago. I found out I had 2 copies. I guess I bought one and forgot. I bought one off GameFly and I bought one off whatever and just didn't know. So I'm looking through to sell games and I'm like, why do I have 2 copies of Stray? So I sold that to the game shop, but damn.
It's fine.
It's not that expensive or anything. You can still find it.
No, it's not. I think it goes for like 30 right now or so.
Yeah. So there you go. A new cat. I think that's about it. Games Gone By podcast on YouTube. We'll start advertising that soon. We're still getting some finishing touches on other stuff beforehand, but probably not next week, but the week after. We'll make a bunch of announcements in terms of like what's happening with all this stuff. Let's see. Let's follow the other page. Appreciate you. We'll be streaming some stuff more soon too. I think once David's done with February, which we're on the tail end of that. Get you the roster next time. Cool.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, at this point, we might end up doing a game of the year. I would like to just reflect on the year. Like, it doesn't have to be advertised game of the year stuff, but I would like to like do a 2023 year in review. You know. But I think that's it. Yeah, stay tuned for projects and stuff that we got. We're gonna be doing some stuff. And that's about it. So. Stream, much appreciated. Kels will play hopefully this next weekend. We'll see how that works out. GG's y'all. Aperoni, appreciate you. Backy, appreciate you. Kels, appreciate you. Everyone, you guys have a good night.
Goodbye.